do you do when you've prayed, believed, fasted, and nothing changes? When the doctors don't have answers, the doors stay closed, pain doesn't lift, and people keep telling you to have more faith, but you feel you're exhausted. If that is you, stay with me because this video is for the moment after hope feels risky. A lot of faith contents talks about breakthrough. Take an example if you were diagnosed with illness, but very little talk about the long middle, the place where faith hasn't failed, but results haven't arrived. And if we are honest, this is where many people quietly give up, not on God, loud, but on expecting anything to change. You still show up, you still pray, still believe, sort of. But deep down, you are wondering, what if this is just how my life stays? The Bible actually talks a lot about this place, and it doesn't shame you for being here. I've ever met people who did everything. They trusted God. They followed the word. They obeyed when it was uncomfortable. And yet, the healing didn't come. The marriage didn't restore. The anxiety didn't disappear. And the most painful part wasn't the situation. It was the silence. Because unanswered prayers don't just hurt. They mess your identity. You start asking, did I misunderstand God? Did I do something wrong? Or is he done with me? Let's get something straight. Delay is not denial. And silence isn't absence. Psalms 13 starts with David crying, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever?" That is not a lack of faith. That is faith refusing to pretend. And Hebrews 11, the chapter we love for miracles, also talks about people who believed deeply and did not receive what was promised to them. Yes, scripture calls them faithful, which means healing isn't the only evidence of faith. Endurance, patience are. So, what to do when nothing seems to work? Stop forcing optimism. God doesn't require you to be fake. He invites you to be honest. Read Psalms and cry to God. Say what hurts. Faith that just survives is faith that tells the truth. Redefine healing. Healing isn't always the removal of pain. Sometimes it is the strength to carry it differently. Paul asked God 3 times to remove his thorn, and God said, "My grace is sufficient for you." That wasn't rejection. That was a deeper kind of rescue. Anchor to what hasn't changed. When circumstances feel unstable, return to what is unshakable. God's character hasn't changed. His promises haven't expired. And your life isn't on pause because you are struggling. God's character hasn't changed. His nature hasn't changed. His promises haven't expired. And your life is not on a pause because you are struggling. You are still cared for. You are still seen. And you're still loved. If nothing seems to be working right now, it doesn't mean your faith is broken. It may mean you are being carried through something you were never meant to carry alone. Sometimes the miracle isn't a sudden breakthrough. It's the fact that you are still here. So if this video spoke to you, don't just move on. Engage. Where are you believing God for? Even when it is hard, comment. Your honest might be the permission someone else needs to keep on going. And if you're walking through a season where nothing seems to work, subscribe to this channel because it is a space for real faith, real healing, and real people. You're not forgotten.